All right, thank you all. I'm very happy to see this group of people together again. Um, so building on this core implementation of self-determination theory at Iron Range Engineering, we ask how can this be replicated and how can it be extended to scale to empower students across engineering, across STEM programs and a university. I'm Becky Bates. I'm the chair of the Department of Integrated Engineering, and this is the department that houses Iron Range Engineering and its sibling programs. And with me today are Erin Budge, who's the dean of our college, and Brian Martinson, who's a former dean and current associate provost at Minnesota State Mankato. Our university theme is big ideas, real world thinking. And this is something that Iron Range Engineering exemplifies, but which we also implement broadly. I want to give you some geographic context. Minnesota's in the north central United States, and Iron Range Engineering is in northern Minnesota, where the iron mines are. And the university is in south central Minnesota. The first sibling is Twin Cities Engineering, which is in the metropolitan area of Minneapolis, St. Paul. And then the Bell Engineering program starts out up in northern Minnesota. It's hard to tell on this little map, but those two furthest stars are actually 280 miles apart. This is great for a startup program to have some distance from the engineers on campus that might say this couldn't ever possibly work. But it also brings some challenges, including working across discipline boundaries. So we're going to talk about some of the key structures that are best practices from IRE that have been rippled across the community to Twin Cities Engineering and beyond. These are all built on a sense of belonging and community, which has been shown to directly benefit student self-efficacy and empowerment. And a common theme we have here is that that we value the entire student and engaging the student and their past experience throughout this. So we'll talk about this, how it transfers into the department and beyond the department. So we cultivate a sense of belonging and community at the curricular level by bringing students in cohorts and providing choice in their learning approaches, as well as a choice of a technical content area as they earn a degree and choose their focus area. Our structure allows for experiences of engineering self-efficacy through both formal evaluations and through academic experiences. So these pictures show first a student celebrating after an individual exam challenge, and then students participating as expert witnesses in a mock trial that was set up by a local law firm. And this was a final exam for an elective course on how engineers participate in the United States judicial system. So across the department, we, again, engage and value the whole person. So this is both for students and faculty, and as part of, it really connects to some of the conversations we had at the first colloquium. Here you can see students participating in activities at Twin Cities Engineering that incorporate design, play, food, technical learning, rest during a finals week, and a tour of a Minnesota National Guard facility where one of our students extended her military work while she was completing her degree. And as came up earlier, almost all of the students at Twin Cities Engineering, Iron Range Engineering, and the new Bell program come from two-year colleges. So they have a transfer experience. So we have a slightly different context in this department than the on-campus programs, where retention and belonging of first-year students is really crucial. So this is addressed on at the IRE home campus because they are co-located with the community college and they are students in the first two programs, first 2 years. And similarly for Twin Cities Engineering, where it's on the campus of another two-year college. So we really support recruitment and retention by bringing in lower division interns into the upper division projects. So this picture is of a lower division student presenting the work she did with an upper division project to her peers. And so as we draw these students in, they already start to feel like they belong, And they're really supported in their transition and preparation to the upper division by both students and recent graduates. And in our programs, a lot of graduates return as industry mentors to support project facilitation. One of our core components is partnerships with industry, and that brings in projects that really motivate student learning. So students see the outcomes of their projects actually being used in industry. So these are dies that were designed by a project team that are used almost every day in one of our partner companies, Upener. And then here's a picture of a student team that's working on a project supported by 3M to evaluate the effectiveness of masks on aerosolized compounds. So you can imagine that they really consider this pretty relevant today. As we keep growing in our newest program, the Bell program, we really emphasize mentored experiences. So learning coaches support student engineers in learning in new environments, wherever those might be. So in this case, we typically mean co-op experiences, so students with industry placements, but this is also a consideration for all students who are all learning in a new environment these days. So I'm going to pass this on to Dean Aaron Budge to talk about empowering students at the college level.
Thank you, Becky. Hopefully my audio will work here. My purpose is basically to take it from that local level to scaling things to a regional scale, both the project-based component and certainly the mentorship component and the other pieces that have been discussed in both the presentations to this point. Looking at overall, the engineering and the project-based approach is certainly at a whole different level with these programs than it had been in our traditional programs. However, the traditional programs have had for years fairly robust projects that have been corresponding to primarily capstone opportunities and otherwise. For example, the civil engineering program, about 80% of the civil engineering senior design projects have been constructed in some fashion over the 20-year life of the civil engineering program as it currently exists. That includes, in some cases, the senior design group subcontracting to such groups as the junior transportation design class, the surveying class, the CAD class, and other places where they can involve that vertical mentorship throughout the curriculum. There's been a real push to identify and obtain specific student outcomes of late, given the high bar set by Iron Range Engineering and Twin Cities Engineering, to identify those capstone and regular projects in a variety of courses. The Max Scholars Program has provided significant mentoring experience for several years, providing a big part of that opportunity. And currently the Rise Bio program also has a mentored lab experience where biology, pre-med, other students are in faculty labs as freshmen, being able to participate in fairly high-end problems and being able to address those in a project that really ties them to that community, the biology community. We've also been very involved in the Keen Network, which involves the entrepreneurial mindset throughout the curriculum in all of our engineering programs, both the Iron Range Twin Cities Engineering and our main campus programs as well. And again, we've had an overall increased emphasis on that vertical mentorship across the college and the university. So we'll slip to the next slide, Becky. Go ahead, thank you. We're now implementing a new computer science program, which very much aligns with the Iron Range Engineering philosophy. This example picture shows some students that are working on a project this semester currently with the American Thyroid Association, a project that has been very, very practical and a very applied approach with or without the Zoom mindset. Getting together the students in groups and allowing them to proceed with such programs is very important. In fact, all of the programs that we're considering for development within our college need to have that truly unique and innovative framework to be considered to move forward, not just a repackaging of the same old in a little different format. So with that, I'll pass it along to Brian Martinson, our Associate Provost, to give a little higher version of the implementation process. Brian.
Good afternoon. The Iron Range Engineering Program has served as a valuable resource for program design, student development, but also for faculty development really across the whole university. In many ways, though, the program has served as a model for student care. that has informed new models of vertical mentorship, student advising, and transfer processes. Our latest approach on campus draws directly on the learning coaches model of the Bell program and really represents what I might call a caseworker approach to the student pathway, starting with program recruitment into entry through degree attainment and beyond. So where we're breaking down the traditional barriers of the role of what you might call a recruiter, a transfer evaluator, advisor, mentor, career placement support staff. So moreover, we're finding that on our campus at this point in time, we really need to re-examine what it means to be a regional comprehensive university, establishing a greater connection to the mission and vision that focuses on social mobility, regional impact, and integrates our teaching, research, and service mission. So with that, I should say the other aspect of the Iron Range Engineering program is that it helps give an intentional model for how to design curriculum. So perhaps one advantage we have on our main campus is a greater ability for cross-disciplinary collaboration. Here we adapt and represent the 3 pillars of the Iron Range program of creativity, professional, and technical skills. But we represent them as concentric circles, where the outer circle represents those skills that are most specific to each discipline and its need to adapt to a particular industry. Moving inward, we can look at those skills that might be shared across different disciplines and perhaps with shared coursework as well. This is the framework we're applying to one of our newest endeavors, which is to expand the Iron Range model to a new school that expands really all of our, what we would call our polytechnic programming in a very natural way. These programs live in different colleges on our campus, but they're all characterized as being career focused, project-based technical programs that speak to a student's desire to solve societal problems and contribute to their communities. Moreover, and as Bart had mentioned earlier, we see this approach as a way to elevate not only a wider variety of programs, but also to help us diversify the STEM disciplines. One of the challenges, if you go back a slide, Becky, sorry, is we're part of a system, and you can see there the 25 technical and community colleges and the 7 universities that are in our system. To address these challenges requires us to work at scale and across many institutions. We have a strong demand in this state for STEM graduates, but it should also be pointed out that Minnesota has among the highest opportunity gaps in the nation. That is the difference of achievement between students of color and white students. Our system chancellor has initiated what he calls the Equity 2030 initiative, where we're challenged with closing that gap by the year 2030. So in closing, I'd just like to say that this is a strong promise we feel to expand this Iron Range engineering model as an exemplary partnership between the community college and a university in a way to address these key issues. In particular, we're engaged in a consortium approach that gives the appearance of a single institute offering a broad menu of engineering and other technical degrees using this student-centered approach and the curriculum framework to hit throughout our state with the delivery of these technical programs. With that, I'll say thank you.